In the heart of Enugu's bustling Ogbete Market, where the air hummed with the chatter of hagglers and the sizzle of street food, Anya's stall stood like a beacon. It wasn't just any stall, it was a culinary shrine. Anya, a young woman with eyes like polished onyx and a smile that could melt the sternest heart, had inherited her grandmother's recipes. But there was something more, a whisper of magic in every bite. Soul food, they called it, because it didn't just fill your belly, it touched your spirit. Picture this, dawn breaking over the market, vendors unfurling their awnings, and Anya already at work. Her pots bubbled with jollof rice infused with secret spices, egusi soup thick with melon seeds and crayfish, and akara balls fried to golden perfection. The aroma! Oh, it was intoxicating, a blend of smoked paprika, fresh thyme, and something indefinable, like the essence of joy itself. Customers flocked from all corners, the weary trader pausing for a quick bite, the schoolgirl saving her pocket money for Anya's special moi, the elder statesman declaring it better than my late wife's cooking. One regular, a burly mechanic named Chitty, took a spoonful of her pepper soup and groaned in delight. Anya, this isn't food, this is heaven in a bowl. What's your secret? You must be using water from the gods. Anya laughed, her voice like a melody amid the market's cacophony. Ah, Uncle Chitty, if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret anymore. But it's all from Grandma's book, love, patience, and a pinch of mystery. The stall was a whirlwind of activity. Testimonials poured in unsolicited. A young mother beamed, "My picky son ate everything. It's like your food speaks to him." An office worker added, "I come here every lunch, it keeps me going through the day." The market buzzed with Anya's fame, her stall drawing crowds that spilled into the aisles. But amid the throng, one man stood out, Kale, tall and quiet, with a gaze that lingered a beat too long. He wasn't just eating, he was savoring, watching Anya with a subtle admiration that hinted at deeper currents. As the sun dipped low, Kale leaned in, his voice soft. "Anya, your food. It's not just the taste. It's like it pulls at something inside me." She blushed, but before she could respond, the day ended on that tantalizing note, leaving everyone wondering, what drew him back, day after day? Kale had first stumbled upon Anya's stall months ago, drawn by the irresistible scent wafting through the market like a siren's call. He was a software engineer by trade, practical and reserved, but Anya's food, and Anya herself, unraveled him. At first, he was just another face in the crowd, ordering quietly and eating with focused intensity. But soon, he lingered, offering small helps, fixing a wobbly table leg, carrying heavy sacks of rice, or even suggesting ways to streamline her ordering system with a simple app he'd coded on his phone. Their conversations started innocently. "Kale, you don't have to do this," Anya said one afternoon, wiping sweat from her brow as he stacked crates. He smiled, his eyes crinkling. "I want to. Seeing you juggle all this alone. It's inspiring, but exhausting. Let me lighten the load." Over time, admiration bloomed into affection. He'd share stories of his tech world, contrasting it with her culinary artistry. "You're creating magic here," he'd say. "I just push buttons." Anya would counter, "Buttons that connect the world. That's magic too." As Anya's business exploded, lines snaking around the block, social media buzzing with hashtag #AnyaSoulFood, Kale became her anchor. One evening, as they closed up, he confessed over a shared plate of suya. "Anya, from the first bite, I knew you were special. But it's you, not just the food. Will you let me be part of this journey?" Her heart raced. She nodded, their hands brushing in a promise of more. Yet, success brought shadows. "You're working yourself to the bone," Kale warned, concern etching his face. "Hire help, love. You can't do it all." Anya sighed. "Maybe you're right. But who can I trust with Grandma's secrets?" As the stars twinkled above the market, Kale's words hung in the air, planting a seed of change and vulnerability. Anya's stall had become a market legend, but the demand was crushing. Sleepless nights blending spices, endless queues, it was too much. "I need an assistant," she announced one morning, posting a handwritten sign, "Helper wanted, hard-working, honest soul." Applicants trickled in, a motley crew that tested her patience. There was the chatty teenager who burned the first pot, the elderly man who dozed off mid-chop, and the overconfident cook who insisted on improving her recipes. "No, no," Anya chuckled politely. "Grandma's way is sacred. Then came Lara. She appeared at dusk, a slight figure in a faded wrapper, her eyes downcast. "Please, Ma," she whispered, her voice trembling. "I'm an orphan. Lost my parents young. I've worked kitchens before, but I need a chance. I'll work for food if I must." Anya's heart twisted. She remembered her own struggles after Grandma passed. "Tell me more," Anya urged gently. Lara spun a tale of hardship, evicted from her aunt's home, scraping by on odd jobs. "I just want to learn, to belong somewhere." Something in Lara's plea resonated, overriding a fleeting unease in Anya's gut, like a shadow flitting across the sun. Against Kale's cautious advice, "Interview more, Anya, don't rush," she hired Lara on the spot. "Welcome to the family," Anya said warmly, handing her an apron. Lara's eyes lit up, but for a split second, they held something unreadable, cold, calculating. As Lara tied the apron, she murmured, "Thank you. You won't regret this." But as the market lights dimmed, that flicker lingered in Anya's mind, a whisper of doubt amid the triumph of kindness. Lara transformed overnight. She arrived before dawn, scrubbing pots with fervor, memorizing recipes with eerie precision. "How do you do it so fast?" Anya marveled one day, watching Lara grind spices to the perfect consistency. Lara smiled modestly. "Just paying attention, Ma. Your grandmother's blends, they're poetry." Soon, Anya shared more, the subtle twist of ginger in the stew, the overnight marinade for the goat meat. Trust built like a fortress, Lara handled customers with charm, boosting sales effortlessly. Kale watched approvingly at first. "She's a godsend," he admitted over lunch. But subtle cracks appeared. Lara's efficiency bordered on obsession. She'd stay late, reorganizing shelves without asking. One evening, as Anya praised her, Lara replied softly, "I'd do anything for you, and for this place." The words hung heavy, but Anya brushed it off. Across the market, the Spice Sisters, Mama Rose with her sharp tongue, Auntie Beezy's calculating eyes, and Madame Joy's sly grins, huddled by their dwindling stalls. "Look at her," Mama Rose hissed, nodding toward Anya's thriving spot. "That girl's stealing our customers." Auntie Beezy smirked. "And that new assistant, interesting." Their gazes locked on Lara, who glanced back with a nod so subtle it could be missed. As the day ended, a silent alliance brewed, unseen by Anya, who basked in her success. The Spice Sisters had ruled Ogbete's food scene for years, their stalls once teeming with loyal patrons drawn to Mama Rose's fiery pepper soups, Auntie Beezy's savory pies, and Madame Joy's sweet chin-chin. But Anya's rise eclipsed them. Empty chairs mocked their efforts. Whispers of Anya's food is unbeatable, stung like salt in wounds. "This can't go on," Mama Rose growled in their dimly lit backroom meeting, slamming a fist on the table. "She's using some juju, I tell you." Auntie Beezy leaned in, eyes gleaming. "Jealousy won't help. We need a plan. That assistant of hers, Lara, she's hungry for more than food." Madame Joy nodded, her voice a venomous whisper. "I've seen her watching Kale. Obsessed, that one. We can use her." Their conversation dripped with desperation, tales of lost income, families suffering. "Pay her off," Beezy suggested. "Spread a rumor so vile, no one touches Anya's food again." As night fell, they approached Lara under the cover of shadows. "Girl, we see your potential," Mama Rose cooed. "Help us, and you'll have a stake in our empire." Lara's response was cool. "What's in it for me?" The haggling ensued, sealing a pact born of envy. Meanwhile, Anya closed her stall oblivious, dreaming of expansion. But the whispers had begun, faint but festering, poised to erupt. Ogbete Market pulsed with life, its vibrant chaos a tapestry of colors, sounds, and scents. Amid this, Anya's stall was a radiant centerpiece, her fame now a legend whispered across Enugu. But today, the market was about to witness something even more unforgettable. Kale, ever the quiet dreamer, had planned a moment that would etch itself into the market's lore. As the sun dipped, casting a golden glow over the stalls, he gathered a small crowd, friends, regulars, even curious passers-by. Anya, busy serving her signature egusi stew, was oblivious to the buzz. Kale stepped forward, his usual calm replaced by a nervous energy. The crowd parted, and he dropped to one knee, holding a simple silver ring that glinted in the fading light. Anya, he began, his voice steady but thick with emotion, your food feeds souls, but you fed my heart. From the first bite, I knew I'd love you forever. Will you marry me? The market gasped, then erupted in cheers. Anya froze, a ladle slipping from her hand, her eyes wide with shock and joy. Tears streamed as she nodded, whispering, Yes, Kale, yes. He slipped the ring on, and the crowd roared, vendors banging pots in celebration. But in the shadows, Lara watched. Her face, usually a mask of quiet efficiency, twisted for a fleeting moment into something raw, jealousy, rage, a hunger that wasn't for food. She forced a smile, stepping forward to hug Anya. I'm so happy for you, Lara said, her voice syrupy but her eyes cold. As Anya, radiant with love, thanked her, Lara's fingers tightened briefly on her arm, a gesture unnoticed in the jubilation. The market danced on, but a storm was brewing, its first gusts hidden in Lara's fleeting glare. Anya's engagement brought a surge of customers, drawn by the romance as much as the food. Her stall was a whirlwind, plates clattering, orders shouted, spices swirling. But with wedding plans looming, Anya was stretched thin. I can't keep up, she confided to Kale one evening, her hands dusted with flour. We need another pair of hands. Kale, wiping down a counter, nodded. Someone trustworthy. Lara's great, but you need balance. Enter Zara, a wide-eyed young woman with a nervous laugh and a knack for tripping over her own feet. She arrived at the stall, clutching a crumpled CV. I'm not experienced, Ma, Zara stammered, but I'm a fast learner. I just need a chance. Her earnestness won Anya over, despite Lara's barely concealed eye roll. Welcome aboard, Anya said, handing Zara an apron. Lara, standing nearby, muttered, She'll slow us down, but Anya waved it off, laughing. Give her time, Lara. We were all new once. Zara's first day was chaotic. She spilled a pot of stew, mislabeled spices, but her enthusiasm was infectious. Customers warmed to her clumsy charm. Lara, however, watched with a tight smile, her tone clipped when training Zara. Don't touch that blend, she snapped once, when Zara reached for Anya's sacred spice mix. Kale, observing quietly, caught the edge in Lara's voice. Later, he pulled Anya aside. Zara's a good kid, he said. But Lara, she's acting possessive. Anya, distracted by wedding plans, brushed it off. She's just protective of the recipes. As the day ended, Anya dreamed of a future with Kale, unaware of the fissures forming beneath her empire. One morning, Ogbete Market felt different. The usual hum of excitement around Anya's stall was gone, replaced by an unsettling quiet. Customers who once queued eagerly now hurried past, avoiding eye contact. The air, once thick with the aroma of Anya's cooking, seemed stale. Anya stood behind her counter, her smile faltering as a regular, Mom Ngozi, glanced at her stew and walked away without a word. What's wrong? Anya called, but the woman only muttered, Not today. Kale arrived, puzzled by the emptiness. Where's everyone? He asked, scanning the deserted tables. Anya shook her head, her stomach knotting. I don't know. It's like they're scared. She served a plate to a hesitant customer, Mr. Obi, who took a bite and grimaced. This doesn't taste right, he said, pushing it away and leaving. Anya stared at the plate, her heart sinking. That was my best batch, she whispered to Zara, who looked equally confused. Lara, wiping down a counter, said nothing, her expression unreadable. By noon, the stall was a ghost town. Whispers floated from nearby vendors, words like strange and off. Anya overheard a child tug at his mother's wrapper, asking, Why can't we eat there anymore? The mother shushed him, hurrying away. As the day dragged on, Anya's confidence crumbled. She turned to Kale, her voice trembling. What's happening, Kale? It's like the market's turned against me. He squeezed her hand, his face grim. We'll figure it out. Something's not right. The silence stretched, a prelude to a nightmare unfolding. Kale sensed the shift before Anya did. On an errand run through the market, he caught fragments of hushed conversations. Ghost water, a fruit vendor muttered to another. They say she cooks with corpse broth. Kale froze, his blood running cold. Another voice, sharp and gleeful, added, Witchcraft, pure and simple. No wonder her food's so good. The words hit like blows. Kale sprinted back to Anya's stall, his face ashen. "Anya," he gasped, pulling her aside. "They're saying horrible things. Ghost water. Corpse broth. Witchcraft." Anya's eyes widened, her hand flying to her chest. "What? That's insane. My food's just food." Her voice cracked, disbelief turning to horror. Zara, overhearing, gasped, "Who would say that?" Lara, arranging plates, looked up sharply. "That's awful," she said, her tone oddly flat. "Who'd make up such lies?" Kale studied Lara, his instincts prickling. "It's spreading fast," he said. "I heard it from 3 different vendors. Someone's pushing this." Anya shook her head, tears welling. "Why would anyone do this? Grandma's recipes are love, not that." She sank onto a stool, the weight of the rumors crushing her spirit. Kale knelt beside her, his voice fierce. "We'll fight this, Anya. We'll find out who's behind it." But as the market's whispers grew louder, the shadow of betrayal loomed, and Anya's world tilted further into chaos. Anya couldn't let the rumors fester. She gathered Lara and Zara in the quiet stall, her hands trembling as she faced them. "Someone's spreading lies about my food," she said, her voice breaking. "Ghost water? It's tearing me apart. I need to know, did either of you hear anything? Say anything." Zara's eyes filled with tears. "No, Ma. I'd never. I love working here." Her sincerity was palpable, her hands wringing nervously. Lara, however, was a study in calm. She stepped forward, her expression soft, almost too perfect. "Anya, I'm horrified. I've been loyal from the start. Why would I hurt you?" Her eyes glistened with what seemed like tears, but Kale, watching closely, noticed her hand tremble slightly as she wiped them away. "People are jealous," Lara continued. "Your success, it makes enemies." Her words were smooth, but Kale's got twisted. Something was off. Later, as Anya tried to process the betrayal, Kale pulled her aside. "Zara's genuine," he whispered. "But Lara, I don't trust her. That tremor in her hand, she's hiding something." Anya frowned, exhaustion clouding her judgment. "Lara's been perfect, Kale. Maybe it's just the Spice Sisters stirring trouble." But doubt gnawed at her. As night fell, Kale resolved to watch Lara closer, sensing the truth was near, but at what cost? The sun hung low over Ogbete Market, casting long shadows that seemed to mirror the growing darkness around Anya's stall. The whispers of ghost water had erupted into a storm of accusations, and now a crowd gathered, their faces twisted with fear and anger. Elder Nala, the market's respected matriarch, stood at the forefront, her stern gaze fixed on Anya. The air crackled with tension as vendors and customers alike murmured, their voices a venomous chorus. "She's a witch," one shouted. "Her food's cursed," another spat. Anya stood frozen, her heart pounding like a drum. "Anya," Elder Nala began, her voice heavy with authority, "the market speaks as one. They say you cook with ghost water, that your food is unnatural. What do you say?" Anya's eyes darted to Kale, who stood protectively by her side, then back to Nala. "It's a lie," she cried, her voice breaking. "My recipes come from my grandmother, from love. I'd never harm anyone." Tears streamed down her face, but the crowd's jeers drowned her out. "Prove it," a voice demanded. "Empty her pots," another yelled. Lara stepped forward, her face a mask of sorrow. "I swear, Elder, I've seen her cook. It's just food." But her words lacked conviction, and Kale caught a flicker of something, triumph, in her eyes. Zara, trembling beside Anya, whispered, "This isn't right." But the mob's fury was unstoppable. Elder Nala raised a hand, silencing the crowd. "The market's trust is broken," she declared. "Anya, you are banished from Ogbete. Leave by sundown." The words hit like a physical blow. Anya gasped, clutching Kale's arm as the crowd surged forward, some shoving her roughly. As Anya was dragged away, her apron tearing, she locked eyes with Lara for a fleeting moment. Lara's lips curved into a smirk, so brief it could have been imagined, but it seared into Anya's memory. Kale pulled her close, shielding her from the mob's wrath. "We'll fight this," he whispered fiercely. But as they stumbled out of the market, Anya's world crumbled, the scent of her beloved stall fading into the dust. Anya's banishment left her shattered, a queen dethroned in her own kingdom. She and Kale retreated to her small apartment, the silence between them heavy with grief. Anya sat on the floor, surrounded by scattered recipe cards, her grandmother's legacy, tears staining the paper. "Why, Kale," she sobbed. "I gave them everything, my heart, my soul. And they believe I'd use ghost water." Kale knelt beside her, his jaw tight. "It's a lie, Anya. Someone orchestrated this. We'll find them." That evening, Anya insisted on returning to the market one last time, to collect her remaining belongings. The stalls were quiet now, the vendors avoiding her gaze. The Spice Sisters lingered nearby, their smug glances cutting like knives. Something snapped in Anya. She stood tall, her voice raw but resonant, and faced the market. "You've taken everything from me," she declared, her words echoing. "But hear this, may the earth reject those who betrayed me. May people turn from you when you need them most. You will know the pain of abandonment." Her curse hung in the air, a chilling vow that sent shivers through the crowd. Mama Rose flinched, Auntie Beezy's smile faltered, and Lara's eyes widened, a flicker of fear breaking her composure. Kale guided Anya away, her words still ringing. "You didn't have to do that," he said softly. "But I understand." Anya's eyes blazed. "They'll see, Kale. Truth always rises." As they left, the market felt colder, as if Anya's curse had woven itself into its very fabric, waiting to unravel the guilty. The days after the banishment were a blur of despair. Anya's phone buzzed with cruel messages, former customers calling her a fraud, a witch. She stopped answering, retreating into silence. But Kale remained her rock. Despite his mother's furious warnings, "She's trouble, Kale. You'll ruin your life." He stood firm. One evening, as they packed Anya's pots into crates, his mother stormed into the apartment. "You're throwing away your future for her," she shouted. "She's cursed this family." Kale faced her, his voice steady. "Mama, Anya's my future. If you can't see her worth, that's your loss." His mother's face contorted with rage. "Then you're no son of mine." She stormed out, slamming the door. Anya, watching, felt her heart break anew. "Kale, I'm costing you everything," she whispered. He cupped her face, his eyes fierce. "You're worth it, Anya. We'll rebuild, together." His unwavering love was a lifeline, pulling her from despair. That night, as they sat among the crates, Kale vowed, "I'll find who did this. They won't break us." Anya nodded, clinging to his promise, unaware of the dangers lurking. Then, Kale vanished. One morning, Anya woke to an empty bed, his phone unanswered, his usual market haunts deserted. Panic gripped her. She called his friends, his colleagues. No one had seen him. Desperate, she visited his mother, who stood in her doorway, cold as stone. "He made his choice," she sneered. "Don't drag us into your mess." The door slammed in Anya's face, leaving her alone in the rain-soaked street. "Kale, where are you?" she whispered, her voice lost in the storm. Days passed, each one heavier than the last. Anya's hope frayed, her mind spiraling. Had Kale abandoned her, unable to bear the weight of her disgrace? She wandered their apartment, touching his belongings, a worn jacket, a half-finished app design, clinging to memories. The market rumors grew uglier. Even her fiancé left her. "She's truly cursed." Zara, who visited despite the scandal, tried to comfort her. "He loves you, Anya. He wouldn't leave." But doubt gnawed at Anya, her strength crumbling under the weight of betrayal and loss. Unbeknownst to Anya, Kale hadn't abandoned her. He'd gone underground, driven by a burning need to clear her name. Days before his disappearance, he'd witnessed something chilling. Lara, late at night, approaching him at the edge of the market. Her voice was low, seductive. "Kale, you deserve better than Anya," she'd purred. "She's holding you back. I see how you look at me. I could be yours." Kale had recoiled, masking his disgust. "You're wrong, Lara. Anya's everything." But her words revealed a twisted obsession, not just with success, but with him. Kale realized Lara was the key to the ghost water lie. He hid, watching her movements, gathering evidence. He followed her to a clandestine meeting with the Spice Sisters, overhearing fragments of their plot. "The rumor's working," Lara had boasted. "Anya's finished." Cale's blood boiled, but he stayed silent, recording her words on his phone. Lara's obsession wasn't just about money, it was about claiming Anya's life, her love, her legacy. As Cale pieced together the truth, he prepared for a dangerous gamble, knowing one wrong move could cost him everything. Cale's heart raced as he hid in the shadows of Ogbete Market, his phone recording every word. He'd been in hiding for days, piecing together the conspiracy that destroyed Anya's life. Lara, the assistant Anya trusted, was the linchpin, her obsession with Cale and her greed for power driving her betrayal. Now, Cale devised a perilous plan, to trap Lara by exploiting her feelings. Late one evening, he approached her near the market's edge, where the flickering streetlights cast eerie shadows. "Lara," he said, his voice low and deliberate, "I've been thinking, maybe I was wrong about you." Lara's eyes lit up, a hungry edge to her smile. "I knew you'd see it, Cale," she purred, stepping closer. "Anya's gone. You don't need her dragging you down." Cale forced a smile, his stomach churning. "You're right. But I need to know you're honest with me. Tell me everything, about the rumors, the market. Prove you're the one I should trust." Lara hesitated, then leaned in, her voice a conspiratorial whisper. "It was the Spice Sisters' idea. They paid me to spread the ghost water lie. Anya was too perfect, stealing their customers. I just helped it along." Cale's pulse quickened, but he kept his expression warm, encouraging her. "Smart move," he said, hating every word. "How'd you pull it off?" Lara, blinded by her fantasy of winning him, spilled more: dates, payments, secret meetings. Cale's phone captured it all, his friend Chitty hidden nearby as a witness. As Lara gushed, believing she'd secured Cale's heart, he felt the weight of the risk. One slip, and she'd turn on him. "We'll be unstoppable together," Lara said, her eyes gleaming. Cale nodded, his mind racing to the next step, exposing her to the market. The trap was set. Cale arranged a meeting with Elder Nala, inviting a skeptical crowd of vendors to the market's central square. Lara, still believing Cale was hers, strutted confidently beside him, unaware of the reckoning awaiting. Cale's heart pounded as he faced the gathering, Anya's absence a gaping wound in his chest. "I have proof," he declared, holding up his phone. The ghost water rumor was a lie, orchestrated to destroy Anya. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Elder Nala's eyes narrowed. "Speak, Cale." He played the recording. Lara's voice filled the air, cold and triumphant. "The Spice Sisters paid me well. Ghost water was my idea. Scared the customers off perfectly. Anya's finished, and I'm glad." The crowd erupted in murmurs, then outrage. Lara's face drained of color, her confident facade crumbling. "No, that's not. It's edited," she stammered, but Chitty stepped forward, corroborating Cale's evidence. "I saw her with the Spice Sisters," he said. "They planned it all." Mama Rose, Auntie Beezy, and Madame Joy, standing at the crowd's edge, froze as eyes turned to them. Lara, cornered, spat venom. "Fine. I did it. They paid me because Anya was stealing everything, our customers, our livelihoods." Her confession sealed her fate, but also theirs. The crowd's anger shifted, vendors shouting, "Traitors!" As Lara gloated in her fleeting moment of defiance, Cale's resolve hardened. The truth was out, but Anya's redemption was still incomplete. The market square boiled with fury. Elder Nala, her face a mask of disappointment, raised a hand for silence. "Lara, Mama Rose, Auntie Beezy, Madame Joy, you've betrayed this market's trust," she declared. "Your actions were driven by greed and envy." The crowd roared, demanding justice. The Spice Sisters tried to flee, their wrappers flapping as they pushed through, but vendors blocked their path, faces contorted with disgust. "You shamed Anya," one shouted. "You shamed us all," another cried, echoing Anya's curse. Lara, trembling, tried to slip away, but Cale's voice stopped her. "You thought you could take her place," he said, loud enough for all to hear. "Anya's heart, her talent, you'll never touch that." Lara's eyes darted wildly, but there was no escape. Elder Nala sentenced them, "You're banished from Ogbete, all of you. Leave, and never return." The crowd jeered as the Spice Sisters were escorted out, their heads bowed, their empire in ruins. Lara, tears streaming, was led away, her dreams of power shattered. Kale stood tall, but his thoughts were with Anya. He addressed the crowd. Anya was innocent. Her food was love, nothing more. You turned on her, remember that. The vendors hung their heads, guilt settling like dust. As the sun set, the market felt cleansed, but Anya's absence lingered, a reminder of the cost of lies. Kale found Anya in her apartment, a shadow of her vibrant self, surrounded by unpacked crates. He knelt before her, taking her hands. It's over, he said softly. Lara confessed. The Spice Sisters are gone. The market knows the truth. Anya's eyes, dull with pain, flickered with hope. They believe me now, she whispered. Kale nodded. They want you back. The next day, Elder Nala visited, her face etched with remorse. Anya, we were wrong. Come back to Ogbete. Your stall is yours. The market sent gifts, baskets of yams, bags of spices, as apologies. Even Kale's mother appeared, tears in her eyes. I was blind, she said, embracing Anya. Your family now. Anya's heart warmed, but the scars ran deep. She looked at Kale, then at the market's offerings. I can't go back, she said firmly. That place broke me. Kale squeezed her hand. Then we start fresh, together. Anya nodded, a spark reigniting in her eyes. They packed their belongings, leaving Enugu behind. As they walked into the horizon, hand in hand, Anya felt a new strength. The market had taken her past, but her future was hers to shape. Months later, in a bustling town far from Ogbete, Anya and Kale stood in their new restaurant, Soul Haven. No assistants, no outsiders, just them, partners in every sense. The space was warm, alive with the aroma of Anya's recipes, jollof rice vibrant with her grandmother's spices, pepper soup that warmed the soul. Customers filled every table, their laughter mingling with the clink of plates. This is better than anything in Enugu, one diner exclaimed, savoring a bite of akara. Anya moved through the kitchen with grace, Kale by her side, managing orders and tweaking the app he'd built to streamline service. They shared a glance across the room, a silent vow of love and resilience. We did it, Anya whispered during a quiet moment, her hand in his. Kale smiled. You did it. I'm just lucky to be here. The restaurant thrived, a testament to their unbreakable bond. As the evening sun bathed Soul Haven in golden light, Anya's food once again wove magic, proving that truth, love, and talent could rise from any ashes. The end.